You're back.
What are you two doing here? Rogue Neon's on me.
We didn't want to arouse...
Don't worry about all that. I'll handle the alibis. I already told the other angels what's going on. This used to be our home, you know. We went the cowardly route, pledging our asses to the believers so they'd spare our lives. But this ain't no life. And frankly...
Hell yeah,
Anyway, I figure if I'm gonna get shown up by a couple, it's what the big guy would...
We'll do our best not to let you down.
Thanks again, Mikey.
Aw, I wanted to say it.
So, where are we headed?
Looks like the page glows brightest when I...
All right, come on out, Violet.
I don't know. What's your...
I mean, technically she's not...
You're not fooling anyone, Violet.
Fine, you caught me. But that's okay, because now I know all about your naughty.
So what?
I was considering it, but I think it...
Violet.
Yeah, Violet.
Hey, I told you before, despite your... Besides, you're...
That's not true.
Come on, Violet. It'll be fun. We can use white as target practice.
Hey!
Well, if you... Yes! Just don't expect me to do any heavy lifting.
Yeah! Didn't even break a sweat. I'll take it.
Heaven is a trip.
Another one down. Didn't even break a sweat.
I spy.
Is it Weiss Pleather?
How are you so...
Okay. I spy with my...
Oh, I know. I said...
You okay, Weiss?
Are you two...
You mean you haven't heard any of our S-tier insults?
It's true. I'm actually kind of offended.
Sorry. It's just some of my memories returned to me at the sermon.
Ooh, let me guess.
Hush.
I just can't believe I had to die before real... Keep telling me not to fight him, Red.
You heard what Mikey said. The true days of judgment were based around forgiveness. If we eventually, you're gonna have to forgive Green.
I don't know if I can.
Forgiveness, schmargiveness. Restoring heaven won't change the fact that we're... So, Why not treat yourself to a little revenge?
What do you think we deserve then? For
That's different! We were doing what we could to survive.
Green lived in that same world with us. I don't think forgiveness should be determined by things like who is or isn't. We can choose to fight this truth. The latter is...
I think I get you.
I mean, if that's what you...
Next. No scoped it. Yeah. Okay, let's keep it going. Another one down.
The page is glowing brighter than ever. We must...
Good. My feet hurt.
I can do that.
Oh, that's right. I stole some...
Please tell me you got some of those peanut butter fudge things.
How could I forget? And for strawberry cream puffs. They were...
You brought...
We figured you'd come around.
Why are you being so nice? Don't you know how screwed up I am? You know I tried to get White to kill you, Red.
Violet.
All because I was scared that White would realize I'm the weakest link.
Violet, wait. Hey,
Just let me go.
look. We're a team. I'm more than willing to look past your mistake. Really. So come on.
For being such a chump, I'll be taking that. Yoink!
White!
She took...
After all, what's a katana to a cute face and
What the hell is wrong with you? Don't you...
I don't want to help you do anything. I don't work. Everything I've ever done has...
Green!
But he...
You're wrong. I died of... I was more devoted to the business than anyone else. Yet Green never paid me as much attention as... While the rest of you got to go off on big, and I could never become the killer I was meant to be. Because even in death, you're all...
So you decide to...
Sorry, White. I meant to stab you only after you'd taken out Red. That way, I would be the top Neon, and you just wouldn't cooperate with my plan.
You would seriously kill your entire team for...
Yeah, so? You were all so caught up in your own crap.
That's not true.
Can it, Red? I know you were once just as hungry for green. But unlike you, I didn't give up when White stole him. Anyway, none of that will matter soon. And once it's mine, Green will have to admit, and then we'll kill you both together.
Don't worry. Looks like she didn't hit anything vital.
Could you at least pretend to be more pissed?
You and I know what it's like to be trapped under Green's...
We've got more important things to... Violet's got...
White!
Can't let her get...
White!
Not bad for a dead guy, huh? Am I? Oh, right. And... yeah, I'm looking for the Book of Love. Hey, are you seriously laughing at me? Whoa. How'd you do that? The book is here. Wait. How did... You can't really expect me to... That you're God? Tomorrow...
You're back.
Sorry.
Good, because with the page gone...
What if I told...
Oh.
So, I think...
This is your game.
Weird.
I know how...
Of the...
Yes, exactly.
Oh, yeah? If it was really...
Third temple.
Where God used to reside before the believers took over and wrecked the place.
I would have...
Yeah.
So you're telling me
He just showed me that temple, then told me...
But the third temple was so thoroughly looted.
I don't know what to tell you. I felt myself being pulled in the...
Well, then it's settled.
I wonder if I'll get the chance to talk to God, too.
Maybe when this...
Enough of this blasphemy! Get out of my office and find that book before I smite you all myself!
Wow.
Damn. We actually found it. The bow before me, dumbass.
God's touch really changed you.
You're just jealous.
Maybe a little. No sign of violence.
Doesn't mean she isn't...
You don't think she's already run off with the...
Nah. I'd imagine his
I
great...
guess this is it, then. The culmination of our efforts. Daunting, isn't
I
it?
mean, just out there...
It makes even...
Now... They should try making some hard ones.
What is this place?
Perfectly preserved massacre.
You don't suppose these are all pieces of God?
Do you hear that?
Hear what?
Show yourself!
Right, look! The hand! It's opening.
Holy crap.
No way!
We've...
Run!
Red! Hold on!
Yay! I did it! I finally...
Violet?
There you are, Mr. White. Think that stupid hand wouldn't open for me no matter how many explosives...
It only opens for those it deems worthy. Believe me.
Green!
Violet, what have I told you about playing?
This traitor? All he talks about is how much he was never planning to share the Book of Life. But look! Now I've got the book. Well, here, take it! You don't need him anymore with me by your side. What do you then? We can rule over...
You think you've proven yourself worthy, my sweet? Even God himself denied you. You know better than either of us that the heart... I just have no intentions of losing my wife.
Violet!
You still cry out for her.
It's not her fault that you poisoned her.
Perhaps. But that's precisely why I predicted God's hand. Hard to believe his clenched fist was all that shielded the book from the believer. It's funny. I waited so many years for you to bring. I knew I could count on you.
Delusional.
Oh, but you did. Try as you might, you can never...
What exactly
To
is...
take down the believers. I wish not only to be freed from the...
Red and I want the same. To
Oh, no. You misunderstand. Restoration.
That's where it's supposed...
What exactly do you seek from God, boy? Forgiveness? You think we will be rewarded after we are both past the point of redemption?
We made our choices.
Can't you see, White? We never had a God cursed us to a meaningless existence, and even yet he sits upon his throne. Has he ever once considered whether believers could only kick God out of heaven with the book of death? But once I have both, I will annihilate.
You think hating your own miserable existence gives you the right to...
You see it as an act of destruction.
Then you're no better than not letting you leave here with her. By doing something I should have done...
I won't tell Red if...
You won't be able to say a damn...
This is it! Come out! So brave! Ticking White! Come out! This is it! Nothing can stop me. Come out!
I'll take it. It's over, Green.
Yes!
Ah!
Yes! Yes! The halo is triumph-free! You see, White, you are so hardwired to aid me.
You put that goddamn halo in the past.
Silly boy, don't be so humble. Now the believers will be rendered helpless as I take their beloved book of death.
No!
Once you come to your senses, why, half the credit is yours.
No! No! Get back here!
Green, I won't.
Pitiful fool. You've already lost.
Yeah, we both chose wrong.
Crap. Not bad for a dead guy, huh?
Attention, Neons! Former champion Neon Green, he has stolen the Book of Death! The lives of many more believers are being lost to Green as...
Nice to know Green isn't...
Any Neon who slays Green and recovers our book will be awarded to... no,
Can't you just detonate his mask?
not without the Book of Death!
What about God?
Unholy scum, open your eyes!
Screw this!
Where are you going? You must eliminate... Wait!
Wish I could be more smug about these. It all just feels point.